Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 31 of Voluminum. This is actually just a clip from Halloween, and this is a husk with a jack-o'-lantern head. He's just one of our many friends that we made on Halloween in this world, and I'm just bringing him over to spawn to be with the rest of his friends. I didn't record me getting every mob that is in our Halloween collection at spawn, but I'll show you the ones that I did. Just really sped up here. So this is actually when I was getting the stray. They spawn in the snowy tundras, the snowy mountains, ice spikes, and frozen rivers. This is the ice spikes biome. I think this is the closest snowy biome in my world here from spawn. And he was pretty easy to get. The only annoying part was the slowness arrows. Those are really annoying to dodge, but this and the skeleton were the only ranged mobs I had to capture, so it wasn't too bad. This is the wither skeleton. Now this guy was a pain. He actually killed me once when I was trying to get him, but I got him up the same way. I actually tricked the portals. I caught him in a boat and minecart lower in the nether, made a new portal, went through it, spawned him in the overworld, went back through and broke the portal in the nether, and then I made a new one on the roof. You can see back there. And then he just followed me all the way back to spawn. Alright, we're here at spawn. This is current. Hello. Actually, just a heads up, my 300 subscriber special video went live earlier today, and I think the feedback has been good so far. It was interesting to say the least, but yeah, we are at 302 subs now, so that's exciting. Pretty low on the, grand scheme of things, but it's high in my book, and I'm proud of it, and I'm happy with what I'm doing, so I'm having fun with it. Just wanted to say thank you to you guys for subscribing and hanging out with me. We'll touch on what that three-sided pyramid means pretty soon here in this episode. But let's look at these guys first, these scoundrels. I captured almost all the Halloween mobs that you can get, besides the jockey, I think, and maybe the skeleton horse can also, the skeleton rider, that's what he's called, sorry. He can spawn with a jack-o'-lantern too, I think, but I didn't want to wait around just AFK while it rains and for a chance to spawn. I think that's pretty low. So this is good enough in my book. I got all of the main mobs, including the baby zombie, regular zombie, and the zombified piglin. The skeleton here can actually shoot you, yeah. But I wanted to actually be able to read their names and show you what that means, but he can't shoot you when you're not directly in front of him, so that's really what matters. And if you remember, I created this world back in November of last year, so I didn't get the chance to actually capture these guys. I was only a couple weeks behind, had to wait an entire year to recapture these guys on Halloween, and I've always wanted to, and this is their place for now. I'm happy with it, their little cages. Maybe we'll have a dedicated mob collection area where we create sort of a menagerie later on, but right now I'm just too concerned working on farms and bases and stuff, so a home for these guys and other mobs will come later if that's what I decide to do. But yeah, we've got everything besides those two that I mentioned, and this is their cages here. The wither skeleton, his name is Hades. Named these guys after the Greek gods and goddesses because we are on a monument of Atlas here. Or holding up the piece of bedrock. But this guy is Hades. That one should be pretty obvious. Hercules. I gave him a sword. He was actually holding a piece of gunpowder, so rather a sword than gunpowder. This is Ares. The god of war, bloodshed, and violence. Yeah, that's this guy right here. Let's go over here and see our lady Artemis. Yep, that is a virgin goddess of the hunt, wilderness, animals, and young girls. Okay, that's just what it says on the wiki here. That's what I'm reading. Yep, and this is Hermes, the god of boundaries, travel, communication, trade, language, thieves, and writing. Yeah, this guy's pretty impressive. Yeah, you got a good resume there. This little lady here is Demeter. She's the goddess of reason, wisdom, intelligence, skill, peace, warfare, battle strategy, and can you guess it? What's the last one? Handicrafts. You got it. Good job. Yeah. And last but not least, Achilles. Now, Achilles actually wasn't a Greek god. He was just the hero of the Trojan War, the greatest of all Greek warriors. His only weakness was his Achilles. That's where the name comes from, your Achilles tendon. So yeah, those are these guys. And they're all the special Halloween kind. I wish I had time to get the other two to have all of them, but maybe next year. Also, just really quick, isn't it kind of funny how this episode 31, also turns out to be coming out around October 31st, and has some clips recorded on the 31st of Halloween. Kind of suspicious. What does it mean? 3. Alright, enough fooling around. Let's get down to brass tacks here. This is the farm we made last episode. The fungus, crimson, and warped tree farm behind us here. And I have renamed the withers. Yep. And the person responsible for the naming of them is Joshua Coroner. That's how I'll pronounce it for now. But yeah, he was a commenter on the last episode and had a pretty good idea to name these withers after animals that eat wood or gnaw on wood at least. So yeah, there's beaver, rabbit, termite, woodpecker, and porcupine. I didn't know porcupines did. But if you notice, there's 2 beavers there. And that's because there is another farm that I made over here. And this is a universal tree farm by activation. And this has 2 withers as well. Let's go around this side. I don't think they can actually shoot out. Someone commented that they won't actually be able to shoot out towards me if they're in their cages. Even with the blue skulls, because they're trapped. But just in case, I want to keep my distance. But if we go around here, I should be able to load these 2 and not the other ones. And I actually named, so it only shows maximum of 6 names up there. If you can see, one of them I did name after him. So that is Joshua Coroner. That's the commenter that came up with this idea. Thought it was pretty clever and funny. So yeah, name one of them after you. And the other one just is a same as one of those other ones, so I have 2 beavers, but that's okay. I know beavers eat a lot of wood, so it's okay to have more than one. But if you also notice, I still haven't decorated this. Shame on me, but I am working on it. As well as storage. Didn't really put in a sorting system over here because it's really just like 3 items, right? It's just well, I guess 4 mainly. The warp blocks, the 2 crimson and warped stems, and shroom lights. You don't really get a lot of shroom lights though. In fact, you could use 1 normal item sorter to get all the shroom lights. But for the crimson and warped stems, you need a bunch of double speed sorters. I think like 6 or 7 double speed sorters in order to get them all. And I just didn't feel like building that for this one. So for now, this is good. But I'm going to be using it very soon for some builds. A lot of these warped warp blocks. So I'll probably end up getting the sorters ready for then. But for now, this is good. And let's just hop back up here. Go on over to the new universal tree farm. So this one does all the tree types. Woo! I fell. Ooh, there we go. Now, if you remember, the universal tree farm we made in the starting area was by Mango using legit TNT, and that did all of these except Acacia. But this one actually does all 5 of these. So yeah, this one does all of these trees. So this is where the saplings are. I have used it and tested it out. Works really well. I'll put a link in the description to that video by activation. It's really good. This is an insanely good farm. It uses withers to break the logs just like the other one. So I don't have to use TNT. I just have to supply it with bone meal right over here. Bone meal in these box unloaders. And this is all the switches for each mode. You can watch this video on how to use this kind of, but it's, you know, how tree farms go. You plant them in here and they grow. This thing is super fast. So fast, the collection is something that he left to the user to figure out. Thanks activation. But I ended up just basically ripping the piston pushers from the basalt generator that El Mango used and that I built over there. Oh, you can't see it, it's not a render distance. But basically, items drop onto these piston pushers and they push the items back and forth. And because these are different heights, all these blocks, they work their way down to this here. And then the piston pushers on these sides will push them into a 1x1 and they fall down. And then I had to adjust had to adjust repeater timings on this here to push them on along ice paths, and then make some more piston pushers. I call them piston pushers, but I don't know if that's really what they're called, but that's what I'm calling them. Item pushers, I guess, would be a better term. But yeah, so they'll push them along here, align with those two sea pickles and over the item sorters. And this sorts out all the wood here. If you want to, I can include a schematic of this storage I made for this. There's definitely better you can do. This is just what I came up with. If you want to, in the comments, just let me know. I'll put a lightmatic of this in the description. But I made it to where I couldn't find an easy route to turn the collection on as the farm turned on with this lever. This is the on lever here. So I just made its own collection. So I just have to remember to turn the collection on when I turn the farm on. Yeah, we can give it a test run here really quick. So we're going to try oak. We need to turn the farm on. See something up there move? Yep. And we need to do oak mode. And we'll turn the collection on. So oak mode moves this flying machine down. Yep, that's down to get it to where the oak trees don't grow too high. And that should be on. Yep, that's working good. Let's go ahead and use this now. I should be able to go into free cam now. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Ooh, kind of laggy, but that's 116. Yeah, there we go. This thing is so fast. So the logs are pushed over here and the withers break them. No TNT involved. Oh, it's so nice. And I just set up here some droppers into cobwebs, so these will drop down here and we'll see. Yeah, we should be able to see it in a second here. It takes a minute for these items to fall down in these cobwebs, but then these slime block pushers should push the items around over the filters, and some of them come in bigger bulks than I anticipated, so some of them do fly over the filters, but that's why they go around in a circle here. All right, that first batch was picked up, but you'll see some here that'll come down in bigger batches. And these are 2x box fillers by C5, I think. Like I said, I can include the lightmatic of this in the description. Just you guys let me know if you want it. It's really quiet. It's a lot more quiet than I'm used to. I normally have at least some volume on, but yeah, that's it working. I think that's good enough showcase. I'll include activation's video in the description. You can go check that out. Woo! Hey man, what's up with the threes? What's up with the 3 thing? What are you talking about? What does that mean? I have 38 fireworks and 31 steak. There's been an invasion of the number 3 in my life. I've gone insane. I've been home for too long. I had a dream that I would reach 300 subs. What was that? Well, I did. And then I had another dream where we were invaded by alien spaceships. These spaceships look like a tetrahedron. What'd he say? A 3-sided pyramid? Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. A tetrahedron. This is what I dreamed about. Invading the human species. So this is what it... I don't know if that's exactly how you say it. Tetrahedron or tetrahedron maybe? But it looks so menacing, but also like mystical, really cool in a way. I don't know why. I love it so much. So I started messing around in creative and tried to build one of these things, and it's actually quite hard. But a member of the Hammer SMP server, Phrygian, I'm probably not saying that right. Well, they made a kind of tutorial demo of their Scarpet script shapes that you can make one of these tetrahedrons, and it looks really, really cool. This is just their video. I'll link it in the description. There's a special formula you have to use in order to get the right measurements for these things, and it's a little bit more complicated than just a normal pyramid. So this is actually one of the tetrahedron three-sided pyramids I found on Planet Minecraft, someone made. And I was looking at it, and I really just love the way it's shaped and how unique it is. I don't see many Minecraft builds with like a triangle pyramid. I mean, you do see a lot of pyramids, but not three-sided. And three-sided is just, it has a really special look to it that I'm drawn to for some reason. And it's really like I said, kind of menacing and kind of scary, but really mystical in a way, unearthly. So I was playing around in a creative world and flipped it and made kind of a diamond out of it to where it looks kind of like I just think of a spaceship, like an alien kind of spaceship. And this one isn't too big. You can see the scale here. It's not very big. So I wanted bigger, and I wanted more variations of it and to know how to make these myself. So thankfully, Phrygian put up that Tetrahedron demo video, and I'll put a link to that video in the description so you can go check it out. I'm not going to go through doing it right now. I just want to show off what I did. This is the first one that I made, and this likely will be sort of a base. And I haven't really talked about making a base for myself really, or doing a base, but this is going to be my base in the series. Not that's half. It's going to be this one here. I know it looks really funky, kind of odd right now, but it's going to flesh out and connect to different tetrahedrons, diamond shaped things all around, larger and some smaller with different farms in them. And this is going to be the main one in a base. So this is actually a creative copy of Voluminum, and this is actually about where this base structure is going to be. And you can see if I fly in here, I've got the gamma override on so you can actually see. This is approximate. I just did some testing. Yeah, mobs are spawning here like crazy. There won't be a floor here. Everything in here will be different. But this is sort of basically what the base is going to be like, the center of it anyway. And we're going to have more tetrahedrons floating off in different directions, and they will be floating, they will be in the ground. I think I do enough digging in this world to where I don't want to dig a base in the ground anymore. I'm kind of over that, but so that's why I put this giant structure here in the air, and that is build limit up there, and it goes down. We'll go to a survival in a second here, but right at the bottom of this, it goes right down to an end portal. So we can have easy access to our main storage. This is a uniquely chosen spot for many farms to have around in this area. So we're back on the survival world here, and I bet you can guess where that portal in between these two new farms goes. Yep, right here, same spot in the survival world as I showed you in the test world. So this is the end portal I was talking about. And if we go in free camp, I'll just fly up here. I'll just fly up, yeah. We can see the landscape. Woo! No alien spaceship yet, but it's coming. Oh, I didn't land on it. But yeah, let me just land on this hill over here. We can get a good view of the area. This is the landscape, and it's really nice area. There's cliffs over there. There's a really uniquely generated savanna plateau over there, and just a birch forest and dark oak forest here. But yeah, where this pillar is kind of the center of where that diamond tetrahedron is going to be for the base. That'll be the central storage area for all the farms that they will connect to. So this is the area that we're going to transform. It's going to be a little different because, like I said, I'm not digging in the ground to make the base. The base will be made out of the ground in the sky here, kind of floating, because like I said, they're kind of going to be like alien spaceships. It will affect the ground under them to an extent, and in a different way, each of them. And this area is just so nice. Like if I fly over here, there's room for all sorts of nice builds. Woo! We fly over here. This is my favorite one. Through this mountain. This is naturally generated, by the way. Woo! Ah, that is so cool. We fly to the top of this mountain. This could be like a... I'm thinking of building like a big telescope up here, kind of looking in the sky in preparation for the alien spaceships. Lots of ideas. Just kind of showing you what the plans are for the base area, as well as the rest of the things in this world that are still developing. So let's land on this thing. Yep. Oh, we got it. Nice. So that's all the time I got for today, but I hope you're excited to see how this three-sided pyramid tetrahedron base kind of shapes out to be in this area. It's going to be fun. We're going to have some more farms that we did already build in the past, but they'll be connected to a central storage here, and there'll be like a control panel sort of thing, and it's gonna take some fleshing out for sure, but it's all part of the process, you know. But let's look off in the distance here as we close the episode out. This beautiful landscape in the rain. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time.